Hey sports fans, it's the Moral Leader here, and got a great bracha for you, modesty. It's a great bracha, it's a great blessing, and you don't have to be Hasidic to buy a swim dress. So just go to undercoverwaterwear.com for the best in basic ladies swim dress. There's some really great stuff on there. And this comes to mind as I'm reading an important article in the Los Angeles Times. Women who post lots of photos of themselves on Facebook value appearance, need attention, study finds. So I've dated women who would just post tons of photos of themselves online, MySpace, Facebook, etc. I used to write on the porn industry. I've written about Hollywood. So these are all very appearance conscious environments, and so often during the time that I was writing on these lost worlds that I thought sneeze is such a bracha. Study on how people use social networking websites such as Facebook confirms what many of us suspected. Women who post loads of photos of themselves on their sites are conveying some strong personal characteristics according to new research. These women are more likely to base their self-worth on appearance and use social networking to compete for attention. See, I'm fascinated by looking at the way people present themselves. Because I'm a writer, I focus more on words than on pictures. So I'm always interested in the unnecessary things that people say. I think that they're often the best giveaways, such as someone who repeatedly tells you, "You've got to believe me, I wouldn't lie to you, I'm telling you the truth." Like, why are they saying things which should not be necessary to state? It's a giveaway that there's something going on there. I also remember going to this Friday night Shabbat dinner, and everyone was going around introducing themselves. "Hi, I'm Joe, I'm Amy, I'm Deborah." And this guy says, "I'm Dr. Jonathan Klein," or something like that. And like he was a chiropractor, but obviously that extra need to state that he's a doctor, probably a real doctor would not have felt any need to state that he's a doctor. So I've also noticed with Jews, any Jew who tells me he was raised very religious, I know they were never raised Orthodox. Because Jews who were raised Orthodox never say they were raised very religious. They may say that to most people this would seem to be a very religious upbringing. But I notice how often non-Orthodox Jews are just so concerned about how Orthodox Jews view them, whether they regard their religion as Judaism, and whether Orthodox Jews view them as real Jews. Now, Orthodox Jews have no concern about whether Reform or Conservative or Reconstructionist or secular Jews view them as Jews. Because Orthodox are so secure with their identity. That's the great thing about being an Orthodox Jew, is you know who you are, you know what's required of you. And so you have no concern about how people outside of Orthodox Judaism regard you, or you have very little concern, because you basically know who you are already. While often with non-Orthodox Judaism, there are so many more choices that you have to make that it can be bewildering, and you're not exactly sure who you are. Are you primarily an American? Are you primarily a Jew? A conservative Jew, a Reform Jew, a secular Jew, Yom Kippur and Passover Jew? What are you? So there are differences between men and women in this study. Females identify more strongly with their image and appearance and use Facebook to compete for attention. Women who had the largest social networks and posted more photos of themselves were more highly vested in their appearance. And the author speculated that posting a lot of photos of oneself in the company of other people may serve to communicate the importance of particular relationships, as these bonds may provide security regarding one's appearance and self-worth. And then here's my favorite paragraph in the study. People who tend to base their self-worth on things like academic competence, family love and support, and being a virtuous or moral person spent less time online and showed less interest in attention seeking through social media. And there's another great phrase here. The study measured how promiscuous people were in terms of friending behavior. I never thought of friending behavior being promiscuous, but yes, I've got 800 friends on Facebook, so that's fairly promiscuous. And other people I know got 4,900 friends, and then really impressed when I find people who only have like 60 friends because they're like real friends. I remember this one woman, I friended her on Facebook because we had like 40 friends in common, and she seemed interesting. She wrote back, I normally don't add people as friends so I don't know personally. She had like 1,300 friends on Facebook. She added me because she was interested in my blogs. But remember, it's a great bracha to be tznius.